Welcome to the Overtime Sports Show on the MHG Sports Network. I'm Mike Wood along with Chris Hopes, the voice of the NCCU Eagles. How are you this evening, Chris?
Good, Mike. How are you doing?
Hey, doing just fine. Well, NCCU has gone Division I. They finally had their full Division I season last year in every sport. Give us a recap of what that first year was like.
When you look back at just the first year of Division I, you can see a lot of good, but you also see that we have room to grow. We were ninth in both the cups for the men and the women as far as the all athletic standings, but we did have some high finishes. Our softball team, our baseball team finished second in the Southern Division. Our volleyball team finished second in the Southern Division of the MEAC. So you got to see our basketball team finish 5th overall out of 13 teams. So again, there was some positive things that came out of it, and we had some individual champions and had some gold medalists, silver medalists, whatever you want to call them, in the track. So there was a lot of good things that came out of the first year. Now, we're nowhere near satisfied with it, but again, we didn't finish at the bottom and we didn't finish at the top, but again, there's room to grow.
Yeah, one thing I want to say about your baseball team. Now, your baseball team made strides like I hadn't seen. I mean, new coach, new attitude. It looked like to me new uniforms. I mean, I'm getting old now, but it looked like new uniforms. I mean, just everything was just every game I came to, the guys just played as hard as they could. Sometimes they came up short, but most of the time they didn't. Talk about the baseball team and what the new coach has brought.
Oh, Jim Kerner. Tell you what, you got to give Ingrid and our athletic staff, senior staff, and the crew that was informed and all that of hiring and picking the hiring of baseball, just a tremendous round of applause, because Jim Kerner was a tremendous hire for this university. Our baseball team the previous 3 years had won 16 games. They won 19 in his first year, and we probably should have won. You look at the scores, 25, 26, 27. I mean, we were 2 wins away from tying the modern day record for wins for North Carolina Central when they brought the program back in 2007. That only speaks volumes, not only of what Coach White, the previous coach, did as far as recruiting talent. We have a very young team. We have a young core, sophomore core. You look at our infield, we had no seniors in our infield, and I'll tell you what, you wait till next year. Coach Kerner's continuing to recruit. We may have a totally different infield and a totally different outfield, just based on what he's bringing back. So Kerner's done a tremendous job. And you talk about new uniforms. It's amazing how a new uniform. Now they didn't get new tops, but they got white hats and white pants. It changed the mentality. And I tell you what, Coach Kerner came in with a very disciplined, high-class approach to the sport, and I think the kids responded.
Yeah, I can tell. I mean, I just see the fire in his belly. I saw him go out and talk to some of the officials about some of their judgment calls.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed he went out there with a lot of spunk.
You know, Kerner's going to kill me for this, but he got tossed for less at Savannah State. So and that's what eventually he slapped his hand and said, "Come on," and got tossed at Savannah State. But at home, when he ran out and said what he said, he didn't get tossed. So again, he's passionate and he is determined. I think he sees a chance that he can build a championship program in North Carolina Central. And I think if our fans did not see that, they certainly weren't paying attention. We should have beat Bethune-Cookman, the team that won the tournament. Should have beat them 3 times.
Yeah.
And we split with them here in Durham in a doubleheader. And you asked the team and asked the players after that game that we blew a 4-1 lead, blew a 4-0 lead against them, and then beat them in game 2. We were ready to play Sunday. Too bad Mother Nature didn't want us to.
Yeah, I remember it rained like crazy. Let's fast forward to 2012, 2013. Now you got a brand new basketball coach coming in, Coach Taylor.
Yep, Vanessa Taylor.
Yeah, and she's coming in from Johnson C. Smith. Yeah, that's right. I'm getting old now.
That's all right.
Johnson C. Smith. And one thing that I know about after watching Coach Taylor is she's a disciplinarian. She believes in doing things the right way. Have you had a chance to talk with her much and see what she's doing working with the young ladies?
As far as working with young ladies, no, I haven't really got to talk to her too much about it. But I met her at the press conference, and I met her staff, Ronnie Enoch Ed Geth, who were just hired. They're about to hire another one that has not been released at this point, but they are a very greedy bunch as far as they're going to work their tails off to recruit. So that's something that's going to be big. And if anybody remembers when Vanessa Taylor brought her 2010, I think it's 2010-11 CIAA championship team up into Durham, and what happened in that ball game in an exhibition, that's the type of players we're going to get, and that's the type of team we're going to get. We're going to get a very physical, very fast, very athletic, very good shooting team. I mean, they ran us out of the gym, and if they play that style, they're going to be fun to watch, no matter who's on the roster.
Now we got, men's basketball coming up. We have football coming up. We got all the major sports, so to speak, coming up. So what does the crystal ball hold for NCCU athletics?
Well, football is going to be better. Football is going to be better. Is it going to be 11-0? No. Or will it? It could be. This is the crystal ball. The crystal ball is saying that I don't see them finishing 11-0, but I see them being much better. And again, I think our fans need to tailor back these expectations. 2-9 was a reason we went 2-9. I think that 6-5 could certainly be something that we can. Again, we got to build this thing slowly. If anybody's expecting us to go 9-2, they know something that I don't. Now we got a good recruiting class. We got some kids coming back, pretty much everybody coming back. We just got to develop on the defensive side a little more. Offense is going to be there. Who's going to step up at quarterback? That's a big question. Jordan Reed, obviously, the incumbent, everybody thinks he's going to get it. But again, we're going to be improved, and we could just as easily be 7-4, 8-3 as we could be 3-8. And that's just how close we were last year.
Right. Yeah, because if the ball to bounce a couple of ways, that's one thing about football. The reason that ball is shaped that way.
Yes. Well, and again, you talk about we had 4 games where we had the lead in the fourth quarter. That comes down to strength and conditioning and finishing. And we've got a new strength coach, and he has really turned the tide as far as attitude with the kids, and I think you're going to see a big difference.
And men's basketball, I know that's going to be a smoke.
I think people are going to underestimate North Carolina Central this year because they lost Dominique and they lost Landon and what happened and all that, but with all they lost, everybody thinks that Central's not going to be as good this year, and I tell you what, you better think twice about that. They've got a lot of newcomers coming in. They got a kid that transferred from Ball State that sat out last year, Jay Copeland. He'll probably play in the pro-am. You'll see him. He's a big guy, 6'7", 235. They got a couple of signees late. That one was a high Division I caliber player, didn't qualify coming out of high school. He should be certainly someone to look forward to. Again, you'll see these names, and you'll see these players who they got were coming in, and their recruiting class that they got in the fall. Stanton Kidd, Jameer Ferguson, and Ramon Johnson are certainly players that I think the coaching staff is very excited about, and I think we're going to be collectively better than we were last year.
Well, great. Well, thank you for appearing on the Overtime Sports Show.
Anything for Zaxby's.
That's right. We are at Zaxby's. Don't forget, 3820 North Roxboro Road. Zaxby's. Come on down and watch all the fun we're having doing this here on the MAT Sports Network. Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Mike.
And have a good evening.